Hello everyone, welcome back to Film and Flash. And today we'll be reviewing the Kodak Brownie Reflex Synchro model. Now this camera was produced from the early 1940s to the early 1950s. This camera was made in the millions and is commonly available on eBay and other websites which specialize in photography, specifically antique cameras. Now first, we'll start off with how to use this camera. The viewfinder. To access it, you will lift this up right here, and looking down to see out at what you want to take a picture of. This is called a waist viewfinder, and this uses a twin lens reflex. This is your viewfinder, and this is the lens that takes the photo. Look here to see what you want to take a picture of. Then you'll press this here to take a photo, which is the shutter button, like so. To adjust your shutter speed, there's only two adjustments. The regular, which every time you press it, it just quickly opens and closes the shutter, and bulb, which will hold the shutter open for as long as you hold down the shutter button, like so. Now, how to load your film. Right here, as you can see, it says open, because I apparently already had it unlocked, so you'd slide it from... Oh, and it actually takes a lot of force to close it. You would slide it from closed to open, and then you'll pull this out right here. Your film is loaded here above the tripod mount, and the tripod mount is 1/4, which is standard. You would load your film here. You would take this out actually and put it on the other side, I believe, and you would stretch your film across with the black dots, the black lines facing you. Stretch it across here, and you would use this knob, twisting in the only direction it will go, to advance it to the next exposure. So, once you do that, you will just put it back in the same way it came out, like so. Slide this back to close, and if you want, you can look through here to help you align your film for the next exposure. This camera has a plastic it has a grippy texture on it if you look here, kind of like M3 grip tape, I believe that's called. And it's like a plastic metal construction. It's decently heavy. I'd say it's about 2 pounds. So, this camera takes 127 film, and as you can see, it's made in Rochester, New York. Well, it might not be, but I know that it says on the camera. It says made in the USA by Eastman Kodak Company, as you can see there. So, it has a little sling that you could use to put around your neck or your arm to hold it from. Some attachments that are available is a flash that I'd plug in here to these two prongs, and a close-up lens, which I do not know if you can still get. However, it was an accessory option back when this camera was produced. I've read the manual, which is available online. If you search up the model of this camera, you'll come up to the first website, and it will have an option to download a free PDF file of the manual, which will maybe help fill in some blanks that I didn't cover in this video. So, I don't know what this is for. In my opinion, it does nothing. But, I don't know. Obviously, everything has a purpose. But there's no clear purpose in my opinion. So, have I covered everything there is to say about this camera? It takes 127 film. I do not know the exact number of how many exposures you get. I believe it is around, I would say 7 or more. I know a camera does 12, but I don't know if this one would do 12. 4x4 centimeters is 12. It might take less than 12, or possibly more, but I doubt it. But you could feel free to look that up if the amount of exposures is a big deal to you. Which is, because, considering the price of film, you want to get the best bang for your buck. And this camera, I do not know the price that they're currently retailing for. I paid, I believe, like less than $5 for mine at the flea market. You should be able to get it on Amazon, or not Amazon, you should be able to get it on eBay for around, I'd say 10 to 15 to 20. It is a reasonable rate at which this camera would go for. I do not know if there's too much more to say about this camera. This camera is, in my honest opinion, a really decent waist viewfinder camera. Now, most cameras will have a viewfinder that you put up to your face instead of having one that you look down at. The fact that this camera has the one that you look down at, in my opinion, makes it more interesting as a collector's item or as a, I don't know, as an everyday camera, if this is the kind of thing that you like. I personally like the waist viewfinders. Are they the best at what they do? No. I actually think having the one that goes up to your face is better for most applications. However, in my opinion, this is better for tripods. Because when you lift the tripod up, you kind of have to bend down a little to get to the viewfinder. As where here, the height of it doesn't necessarily matter because you can just look down instead of having to bend down. Better for people who have back problems. So, it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. It all comes down to personal preference. It's about as good as all the other cameras I made at that time. This is a civilian market camera, so it's not high-end professional by any means. I think when it first came out, it was selling for like, what is it, $50 or not less than that. I don't remember exactly what they, but adjusted for inflation, it's probably a lot more. But it's not the kind of camera that is extremely high-end photography, but it's great for most applications every day. It doesn't have a manual focus or an exposure adjustment, so that may be an issue if you're shooting in low light conditions, which is why the bulb mode is great for people who have tripods, because it allows the most light to get exposed to the camera as possible. So if you shoot in low light, this may not be the best camera for you unless you have a tripod. Or if you shoot fast moving objects, this may not be the best camera for you due to its uh, shutter speed not being adjustable beyond open and closing it, beyond bulb mode and the regular mode. As far as the speed of this shutter goes, I am not 100% certain of the speed of the shutter. I would say it's decently fast, but I do not believe it's fast enough for taking pictures at, say, a NASCAR event of like a fast moving car. I do think that image would come out blurry. Not 100% certain, but then again, the cameras from the 50s, the 40s, at the time, cars did not go nowhere near as fast as they do today, so I doubt it was designed for such applications. Now, at the time, they may have had sport cameras that did have higher shutter speeds because they were designed specifically for that application. Sorry about the rambling on and on, I'm just trying to help people. And as far as, you know, is it worth your money? In my opinion, I would actually go for the Kodak Reflex 2. Now, it is more expensive, but it is, in my opinion, higher end, and it is a bit nicer. But you've seen this video, and if you like everything that it says, there's nothing wrong with getting it. If you can get the flash for it, by all means, get the flash for it. That would be useful in low light applications. So then the camera would be perfect for essentially most still moving and slow moving objects, or people, or scenery. So like taking a picture of a waterfall, I believe would be possible with this camera. But I do not believe there's much more to say about this camera. I would recommend it. Thank you guys for watching, and please like and subscribe.